What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're in a little bit of a different spot while we do this video. It's a little gloomy outside, a little windy, plus we just got done with a blood moon and I was up till 5, so I'm a little tired. But this video is a little late, so I still wanted to go ahead and get it out to you guys. So today's video is going to be all about the spiritual apps that I use currently and which one are my favorites. Hopefully you guys can take some insight into this video, and if you end up downloading any of them or even have some that you use personally, please let me know in the description below. To start off, I do use my iPad for a lot of spiritual apps. I don't really use my phone too much for a lot of apps just because I'm on my iPad a little bit more, especially when it comes to spirituality. I do have my grimoire and my book of shadows also digital in here, and I might show that in a second as well. But my iPad is just a tool that I use all the way around. I take it everywhere with me. I have the iPad Pro, the extra big one, not the 10 or 12, but the bigger one. Or maybe this is the 12. I don't know. But yeah, so this is the one that I have. So these are all the spiritual apps that I use. These are not all the ones that I have used before, but these are the main ones that I use right now. So just to make sure this video isn't too long, I'm just gonna hop right into them. So the first one is Moon. I actually used this one last night because, like I said earlier, we had a blood moon and a full moon last night. So I go in here and I love this app because it tells me like if it's a full moon, if it's a waxing, crescent, all of that within here. You can go in, insert with days, and just really track the moon through here. You can also go in and you can see the moon age, but I really love how you can tell what zodiac sign the moon is in. Last night we were in Taurus, and I guess the moon is in Gemini now, but you can tell, you can basically go in here and see when the next eclipse is, which I think is really cool. And I'm really excited for May because I don't think I've not announced this on the channel yet, but I went back to school, and May is supposed to be my graduation date, so I'm kind of curious if it's gonna fall like on the full moon. I think that would be so crazy. But of course, this is a free app. I don't know what the pro version is because I don't use the pro version. I see that you can remove ads. I personally don't see the ads other than at the bottom, so if that doesn't bother you, oh, you can get a free moon necklace. I'm gonna have to come back to that. But yeah, I mainly just use it to see what the moon is, like a full moon, waxing, and what zodiac sign the moon is in. The next one is going to be AstroMatrix, and I actually used this one last night as well because with the full moon, it gave me readings, and for the lunar eclipse, it also gave me readings. So these are my readings from last night, and you guys can check those out if you want to. But to go back to the very beginning of this app, since I didn't close it out, the main thing that I originally used this app for was to get my sun, my moon, and my rising. Like obviously I already knew my sun, but to get my moon and my rising, this app came highly recommended. So at the top you can see all of that is always displayed. I am a Pisces. My moon is a Taurus and my rising is a Capricorn. So yes, I'm supposed to be one of those people that were affected by the lunar eclipse last night. I do feel a little bit more powerful today. I feel calm, but like more energy. Like I'm actually gonna apply to jobs today, which is, you guys know my situation if you've been following me for a while. But this basically gives you an overview. You come in here and get your daily horoscopes, weekly horoscopes. I was doing this for both monthly and yearly horoscopes when I first downloaded this app as well. But yeah, I mainly use it for that birth report. Now that I'm a little bit more into astrology, I can do my own birth reports, of course, and other people, but this app makes it a lot more simpler. And not to just like glaze over this app because I don't use it for all its things. As you guys can see on the side here, this is all that this app has to offer. I'm pretty sure people use it for more than that. It's not the best looking app in my opinion. It's a little chaotic and all over the place. Personally, if I got the chance to redo this app, I would. But yeah, you can go in here and see pretty much anything dealing with astrology and your sign. Moving on to my next one is Labyrinthos. Now, you guys actually have seen this app in one of my vlogs because I had went to my boyfriend's house and I forgot to bring my tarot cards, and I do my weekly tarot every Monday. Like, that's just a must. And I forgot them and I was still over his house on a Monday. So I found out that you can do custom tarots, readings on here. Okay, so if I'm on the readings page and I go to new reading, you guys can see that it already gives you a couple of readings in here already. Your daily, single, present, past. Got spiritual, love, career, the moon phase, and then they got major arcanas and things like that. I also have custom. I only have one spread in here so far because I've used this twice now, but I use it for the same thing. The way I tarot weekly is a little bit different from the last time that I used it because I went down to using just a basic 3-card spread versus a 6 or 8-card spread. So this is good for that, but I also was using this app to learn. So you can go in here and they have lessons for learning the cards. I personally learn a little differently, so this wasn't the best help for me, but if you're good with wanting to learn and reading and doing digital, I learned from YouTube, and I actually am going to talk about that in my next video because I'm going to also talk about the spiritual influencers that I have in my life right now. So make sure you guys hit the bell and go ahead and subscribe for that. But here, like I said, you can learn. They give you little quizzes. They got all the suites here. They even have reverse cards. Me personally, when I do tarot, I do not do reverse cards. If you do, that is totally up to you. All of them have meanings, of course, so you can go in here and learn as well. Another thing about this app, and I was doing this a lot as well when I was first using this app, they have really pretty tarot decks. So if you guys want to come in here and you want to learn, buy a tarot deck, you guys definitely can. I've shown my tarot decks that I personally have. I didn't buy it from here, but I just absolutely love the way their tarot decks look on here. My next app is an app that I use heavily, okay, and that is a guide to crystals. So it doesn't have all the crystals in here, but it definitely does have a good selection of crystals. And as you can see, I can go in here, crystals A to Z. Once again, not the most aesthetically pleasing app, but you can go in here and they do have pictures for each crystals. And if you go in here, I can click on the amethyst here. You can see that you have a check mark and a heart. So the check mark means that I own. The heart means that, you know, I just like it, like with anything else. Another thing that I really love about this app is how it gives you like an overview, what color it is, where it's located, and things like that. But what I really love is when you go to Geo, you can get all of the like scientifics of the amethyst here, the hardness, which people talk about as well. And then what I really love is the healing part, because you can go in here and you can find the properties of it, like what does it do for you. And then I really love when my crystals tell me what chakra it is associated with. And then of course the zodiac, which, you know, amethyst is associated with the Pisces, but anyways. And then if you're into the whole numerology with your crystals and the planetary association, then that's fine too. But I also love knowing what element that my amethyst is, especially now that I'm getting into changing out my altars versus on like depending on the elements and everything like that. So I really love this for that. Now, once you do have like a little collection, you can go in here and filter out a lot of stuff, which I do like, because a lot of times, like I said, there's 412 crystals here, which I didn't even say the number, but I knew there was a lot. Of course, there are a lot more crystals, and obviously you can go buy the Crystal Bible, I think is what it's called, on Amazon, and it has a lot more crystals in there. But I really like certain things to be digital, such as like things you collect, you know what I mean? So as I can go in here and apply my filters, I can do the ones that I own. Now these are technically not the ones that all the ones that I own. I need to go in here and actually update because I have some newer ones, but these are the ones that I have in here as well. And I really just love this app for buying crystals, putting them in my collection so I can know which ones I have, and then looking back on the properties of the crystals as well. Now Wicca, I don't use that often just because I don't do a lot of spells just yet. So I have done some, like some protection spells, mainly even maybe some money spells, but that's really about it. I haven't done any like binding spells, vanishing spells, beauty spells, or anything like that. But as you guys can see, the Wicca app is designed for all of these spells. Not only that, they also have a community section that I think is really good, which I actually haven't logged in since I've had this. But they do have a community section that you can go and log in as well. And they also have a calendar. So as you can see, they had the full moon at what time? At 3:58. Your girl was up at 3:58, was not playing. Like, I literally had it on live stream watching the moon, because I can't see it from outside, and I wasn't going outside at 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I would if I was in a different area, like maybe my own space, but me opening the door at 4 o'clock, everybody's gonna be like, what's going on? But yeah, so I do love how they literally have different calendars for witch people. Well, I guess more so United States, or maybe a little bit of everybody. I'm not really sure. I don't dive too much into Wicca because I am not part of the group, but I do use them to reference, and I think this is really good for that. Same thing with the getting started. They have a bunch of stuff that you can get started with, which I have used when I was first starting. I told you guys in my book collection, if you guys have not seen that, that the Witch Bible, which is by Wicca, I think, is the first book that I picked up when I first started getting into the witch. So definitely check out their app. It has a lot to offer, especially for new people. The next one is Rune. I actually don't use this app anymore, and it's not that I don't care for it. It's actually a really great app, especially if you are into runes. When I first got started, I thought that was one of the things that I was going to dive deeply into, which was the runes, and you know, go to Dollar Tree, pick up the little rocks and maybe like a glitter pen or something like that, bring them home and work on runes to put them around or put them in a bag and pull them out. I thought that's what I was going to do, but I just didn't. So I stopped kind of using the app. But what I did find cool about this app is you can get a rune of the day, and it's basically random. Obviously, it's going to give me an app. Okay, and like I said, you can get a rune of the day. You can just click it, and it'll give you a random rune. So we got, I don't want to pronounce that, but lucky meeting, consolidation of relationship, either love or work one, new mutual love, omen for a wedding, material abundance and gifts, success, new job or career progress. Which is crazy because I just told you guys that I will be applying for jobs today. Well, just one job, and that's just out of, you know, F it, go for it. So that's kind of crazy that I actually got that. But anyways, that is the rune of the day. If that applies to you, let me know. But let's move on to the next app. My next app is not necessarily spiritual. In a way, it is kind of, to me, it's actually a game that I found that's really addicting. I was using this last night as well. So it's basically just a money tree. You go in here, you tap, you watch your wealth grow. As you see that I hit the bird, and the bird gave me more money. You can upgrade your tree, you can garden your tree, you can, it gave me an app, but you guys can do so much more with this app. Like, I really love it. And they also have another app called Money Tree too. I haven't personally downloaded that, but you can get power-ups for your tree that'll give you more money. You can do power rain, which will just continuously rain money down. And I put this in this app because you go on it, I feel like if I need to tap it to get some abundance, or even just to feel like I'm on the same plane as money or in the same energy level as money, I use this app for that. That's me personally, but I thought that would be good to share. And the last app that is part of my spiritual, which is an app I use every day. You guys have seen this app if you guys follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I quote something that's really powerful or really good affirmation, it comes from the app I Am. Now, this is simply just an affirmation app. You go in here, this was my affirmation today, which says, today I will be happy, confident, and successful, and I am all of those things. But you can go in here, you can change the background of it right here, which I'm going to keep mine the same, but as you can see, they have very aesthetically pleasing backgrounds. They do have a paid version. If you go into general, you can create different categories for your affirmations, which some of these are paid and some of these are not. But if you're struggling with affirmations or even finding things to be grateful for, I would definitely check out I Am. Alright, so that is going to be all the apps that I use. It's not a lot because you do not need an overflow of apps. Half the time, you're not even going to use all of them. Like I said, the Rune app I don't use as much, but the other ones I do use quite frequently. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have some apps that you use and really love, leave them down in the description box below. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. Your girl is trying to get to 400 subscribers, and I really would appreciate. Let me know what you guys want to see, because honestly, I don't know. My views are so all over the place. Like, I don't know what YouTube wants me to put out. So on that note, make sure you guys stay tuned. Like I said, I have the spiritual influencers video coming out next. And until next time, guys, stay safe out here in this crazy world, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace.